This is the story of heavy metal teaching a jock to embrace his inner soft boy while God sits around and pretends to be a deer. Season 2 is the sequel to the critically acclaimed cult classic Infinity Train. Last time we saw a Minnesota girl learn not to hate her parents and become a vampire. A ball completed his hostile takeover of the world, and reflections are people too, and enslaved to follow you under pain of death. Original protagonist freed her other, who is now the main character of Season 2. Infinity Train is all about characters learning and discovering themselves while not dying from everything else. This season is better than the first. It doesn't have the same mystery quality, but Season 1 to me was something that I wasn't sure that could be replicated. Because the mystery, the characters, the atmosphere, this show had to give us more of that while making it not feel like a repeat, which is the problem every sequel has, but this season fucking hits it out of the park and proved me wrong and made me realize that I would watch 100 seasons of stories like this. And of course it didn't get picked up after Season 3 because originality is dead, Cartoon Network is for preschoolers, and everyone else should be watching Fate the Winx Saga.
I know when someone wants my dick.
Oh God, please, no! No!
Alright, let's start Season 2 before I start ranting. Episode 1, a deer, a himbo, and a criminal walk into a bar. With no alternatives till the end, I'll be referring to Mere Tulip as MT. I could have called her Gambit, but come on. MT has spent her whole life being someone else, so takes the time to restyle her look, and lines up perfectly for the non-binary allegory they're going for.
Any of the hundreds of names that everyone wants to give me, I'm my own person who is getting off this train.
Rocking combat boots, which have completely consumed her personality, walking through a bunch of cars that I'm sure no one has ever died in. Yep, completely safe. MT is wanted by the Mere Police. They're like regular cops. Yeah, these fine officers of the law are just here to protect and serve, like normal cops.
Leave me alone!
Not until you're ground into dust.
They both have names. You won't remember them, so just think of them as I do, as Hat Guy and the other one. Giving the fuzz a slip in the slug world, MT makes it to the family tree car, or as you would know it, Thanksgiving. After nearly dying, Miramax decides that, maybe I do need people in my life, but she's also still herself, so settles for a pet. Who is Magic? Toothpick Guy leaves with his Pesci to go back to kicking puppies. Small reprieve, then the boy shows up.
Why are you putting sunglasses on a deer?
Because it's funny? Look at him. Look at you.
This dude has 3 brain cells and all 3 of them are imposters. Now stuck together, they compromise on naming the deer Alan Dracula. Jesse picked the name, MT is letting him live. Episode 2, no, please tell me more about how this isn't about you. 2 confused teens are looking for their deer friend. Whole tree is a literal family tree, divided up between redneck families that hate each other, because it'd be stupid to hate someone without a reason, and their dad wasn't stupid. Clean boy Jesse is just a natural appeaser. He wants to be friends with everyone because he's the team bitch. He's a super nice guy who wants to be friends with everyone. Like, positivity, it's key, but also makes him incapable of calling out the more questionable behavior in his groups. MT picks up on this, but is so exhausted after the last long-term relationship, she's just cutting all ties. Because now say it with me, the introvert's creed, time spent with people is less time for me. All attempts to end the family squabbling fail, with the tree feeding off the arguments, turning Jesse into a tree, being nice to one another causes the tree to recede, and finally lets them get to the base, where the eldritch abomination known as Alan Dracula is heading back up. Hitching a ride as well, because they already got their lesson, they don't need to be here anymore. They decide they'll be friends with the deer, but not each other. With Baldy being Jesse's personal character coach, because it's like therapy. If you have a problem, talking to someone with even worse problems will brighten your day. Episode 3.
What do I do?
Do what I say.
Welcome to a map car. It's based on those old European maps that were scary as shit, proving that you don't have to do the first thing that pops into your head. There's a blowhard that gives Jesse the next piece of the map puzzle. MT has decided suffering equals character development and is forcing him to do what she says, which is Jesse's problem.
Up again? Is this thing working right? Your hand band is trash. You gotta learn more stuff.
MT is just screaming at this kid to hide her own problems, meaning the cops. Creepy heads are still being sinister. Sale time means time to talk, which is really all I'm looking for in this show. Waterboy Jess is on the swim team. Yeah, I know, I assume football too. And he does the breaststroke. And by does, I mean he was pressured into it to fit a quota. He likes freestyle though, which means nothing to me because it's swimming and not the Olympics, so I don't have to pretend to care about it. When baby is the mandatory source of conflict, it's okay though. He's a nice guy. Jesse figures out how the map works. It's not specific to anything. You just add whatever you want and it becomes real. A breaststroke oppressed Jesse chased after a piece of paper, switching from his mandated style to his more natural one. A major sign of growth, illustrated beautifully, so beautiful that half the people didn't notice. Sadly, this place runs on real-life karma, so every good deed must be punished.
Free sliver!
Episode 4, Jesse doesn't trust MT. Makes sense. Waste of time, but it makes sense. Terminators are here to grind MT into dust, running for their lives to the next door. Wouldn't hurt a fly unless someone told him to. Jesse finds out that MT is wanted, cueing a massive crisis. Does he trust his bossy friend or the two-way mirror? Trouble in Trouble Dice, with our party being pissed at each other except Alan. He's just chilling. Only way out of this car is animal abuse. Only way out of this car is animal abuse. MT orders Jesse to kick the toad, but following orders is how he got into this situation, making his number rise if he kicks the thing. Trapped, they settle down for the night, where Jesse has the world's longest lasting battery, watching a video where his meat-headed friends made his brother do something incredibly stupid that broke his arm, and he egged them on, meaning that he's a dick and his relationship with those guys is worthless. Hostile tensions won't end, so Jesse hides in the corner where the lying cop won't stop trying to influence our empty-headed human. But before Jesse can make any meaningful choice, bruh, with all due respect, fuck you. Swimmer doesn't so much as stand up for himself as he just calls out MT's BS, who now feels like she either has to get personal or pay for his new phone, so she just lets him know all of her drama. Being honest that she is, yes, technically a criminal, but also turns it back on him by reminding him he's a shitty brother and a follower. Reaching an emotional even ground where neither of them can really claim to be the better person. Things are looking up though because they're bonding over abused animals and imprisoning metal pigs. Episode 5, the deer has a bad trip. Green car has fan art fuel burning my eye sockets. The wiki relevant information here is that every person has a mirror copy that stalks you until you die, at which point the mirror gets either mind wiped and reborn, or sells out and becomes the police. In other news, the deer to my heart Alan is pretty much a god. He's very unhelpful though, so he must be a god. Suddenly being helpful, the show commits a cardinal sin by having the animal companion talk.
Hey, wow, thank you. I think you guys are pretty good too.
Whoa!
This is Swiftwind all over again. This isn't Alan though. He's got a parasite controlling him. Perry the parasite, if you will, who's banking on the group letting him stay because he's useful, and the group accepts this. But hey, at least we got more Adventure Time references. Next car is a contest of RuPaul's wig space. Jesse is Jesse, MT is emotionally empty, while Perry is Alan. Everyone wins, with Alan not so subtly trying to purge. Following Jesse's lead, they make Alan sneeze out the worst friend, and like that, it's over. The deer is back, and Perry the not platypus is left for dead. And if you think that's the worst death in this show, oh, you've seen nothing. Episode 6, Carny Hell and Cancerous People. Season 2 group is busy being friends and nothing more, stumbling into a cat clock operated by the cat. She was in Season 1. She is French, and her voice is sexy.
Now, who is this tomcat you have with you?
Kids need to win the grand prize to leave the car, which only lets out one person a month, because the cat said so. Also, the toad is here. But now he's not doing it because society tells him to, he's just doing it to get paid. Working together to win at games? What does this remind you of MT? Hates that she gets less points than the guy with a number, because the train society devalues her because she's not a passenger. Again, what political messages in cartoons? They eventually win at the games, but waste time getting their grass-obsessed pet, giving the horrendous villain, great character Grace, time to win the prize. She then proceeds to throw open the gates for her army of child cultists. Yes, I did say child. These kids destroy the corrupt system, but before you start cheering, remember, they're doing it in a mean way, so that makes us hate it. Kat doesn't like any of this and disappears again, while our friend talked to the future college dropout. She's real into Jesse for being human, but thinks that the denizens of the train are worthless, making this again a game of getting what you want or doing what's right, and they get what they want. Also, for everyone that wanted Grace's number, here you go. Episode 7, Bad to Worse and Life Hates You for Caring. Things go from worrying to should be obvious, with the leader of the child cult trying to seduce Jesse to the dark side, telling him that, oh, just do what you want and destroy everything that you don't. Bringing him and begrudgingly MT and Alan to their headquarters, a dilapidated mall from 16 where the Lost Boys run where the wild things are with no supervision. This is the Apex. A cult dedicated to seeing the train as a playground for humans, where denizens are little more than NPCs, speaking but non-living beings that they can abuse without guilt. Led by Grace and I can't believe it's not Yuri Lowenthal's Simon. These near adults convince their child followers that raising their numbers is a good thing and grants them superpowers. They also think 1-1's a fake and that Amelia was the real conductor. She was the only conductor they knew as kids, so there can't be any others. MT hates just about everything about this place, from the dehumanization to the obvious way she's playing Jesse, who is such a nice guy he would give a bomb the benefit of the doubt. Getting dragged on a mission with Grace, they just use attack on Time Gear to scale the cars, where things go great. Back in the car, the blonde Simon is being racist. Where the blonde, surprise surprise, is being racist. Jesse finally stands up against the groupthink, protecting his friend, but it's only episode 7. We still got 3 more episodes, so...
Later.
How nice to see you again, Sliver.
Deciding to run away lets Jesse's number hit 0, and he's finally able to get out of the car. But MT... she can't leave with him. Episode 8, feeling shitty yet? No worries. They'll try harder. Mir 5-0 wants to get this over with, though, but not before getting a Chase staple out by running on top of a train, where MT shows him some exercise to help him trim that waistline.
No!
But now she's tied to the dying man's body.
Got left on the train that day. On exit day. On exit day.
Bro, you need to eat every flavor of shut up. MT is walking out into nowhere, while this guy prattles on about respecting the law, how good it feels to die ruining someone else's life. Train won't let them leave because this whole place is basically a video game. It's even sending monsters to chase them back. God Deer is still doing everything while this dude won't stop talking.
Slipper girl, human boy, and super deer.
Someone please just kill this dude and is not blood already. Surgeon Hat takes this time to pick apart every decision MT has ever made, that they exist solely, telling her that she exists solely to help Tulip and Jesse, that they are defined by the train with no choice in the matter, that they are nothing. Sick of this speech, sick of this train, and sick of this belly of the whale plot point, and decides to grab the corpse, run back to the train in reverse. Cop tries to ruin everything again, but our lead woke up today and picked violence. No, please, no violence in cartoons.
Oh, that's terrible.
Episode 9, Spa Day. MT is starting her new life by rooting this other guy's. That dude is gonna die. There's no way down. Whatever, he was old, probably racist. Hitching a ride and hating the in-flight movie selection, the pod takes them back to where all the passengers start. A nice, relaxing spa area, where people get mineral ooze naps while getting a scalp massage with complimentary brain scan. And when you're done enjoying the water slide, you get a free tattoo. Yelp described this place as Minority Report, but a spa. Creating tapes to make judgments on how much character development a person needs to leave. MT tries to steal someone else's number, only for the chance to slip right through her fingers, and she took it personally. Oh, you poor thing. The train doesn't hate you. It just doesn't care if you live or die. But hey, you gotta vent, you gotta vent. But you just can't be mad when the big bad pops in to fix things his way.
Hello! I'd appreciate it if you'd stop breaking everything.
Unless you want me to start writing your obituary.
Episode 10, Power Love Saves the Day. Also negligence. Lots and lots of negligence. These 2 episodes might as well be one, so we're just gonna jump right to the big idea.
I'm not any of the hundreds of names that everyone wants to give me. I'm my own person who is getting off this train.
MT wants to leave. Machine God wants to keep MT on the train because he only thinks about helping passengers, which is his purpose for existing, so he has trouble understanding anything outside of that. He tries to use Jessie being gone as proof of how good she is at her job, only for him to mysteriously pop back in.
And he's back on the train.
Field trip to the passenger farm.
So they dig the himbo out.
Get him. We fixed him already.
Yet that greedy little piglet is thirsty for more.
We are all thirsty for more of the train. Going through his memories, MT gets to appreciate how far they've come before seeing Jesse go back to Earth, where he apologized to his brother and yearned to head back to the train to help his friend. How did he get back? I don't know. How'd the train pick him up again? I don't know. Don't over-logic the magic. Jesse's new number is a glitch, causing one to be trapped in a logic loop of helping someone by doing something against protocol. And then, just when everyone has forgotten that he exists, the other cop is back and wants to avenge his partner. 1-1 will allow this. You can go to hell, you adorable machine. Final scrambles a go, Jesse is taken out immediately, cop gets stuck, just as the plot needs him to. Embracing being a reflection, MT reflects Jesse's number onto their hand. This is bullshit bunny logic.
So we get our exits?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
And the 2 get to leave. And I honestly think 1-1 just didn't want to deal with this anymore. Portal opens up, pair almost make it through, but we still gotta kill the other guy. That's a good deer. And like that, MT's finally in the real world and ready to finally start living. And after spending an entire season being told who she is, MT finally chooses for herself.
I'm Lake.
Alright, y'all know the drill. Like, share, and subscribe, algorithm hell, blah, 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 blah. Hey, honestly though, love all of you, thanks for watching, and stay tuned, next week we're finishing off with Infinity Train Season 3. Hopefully there's gonna be a Season 4 one day.